Hello, Prayerful Yoga friends. I'm glad to be with you today. Our practice today is going to be focused on the abdominal muscles. So working on stretching them a bit first and then paying attention to strengthening the abdominal muscles. So if you've had a chance to practice and warm up before this 20-minute video, that's fantastic. If not, that's all right too, because we're going to spend most of our time just focused on the core of the abdomen. So this is a video that you can do alone if you just want to spend a little bit of time focusing on strengthening the abdominal muscles. So today, let's open in prayer. Holy Spirit, we welcome you into our practice today. We ask that we feel your presence deeply within us. Feel that good within us with every breath we take, every move we make. Amen. So today we're going to practice and begin on the backs on the mat. So find a comfortable spot, roll down. See if you can align your spine so that you feel your shoulders draw down. Lift your hips a bit and go ahead and lay them back down onto the mat so you can feel some length in your spine. See if you can draw your chin so that it's not pointing up toward the ceiling, but that your neck is in alignment here. And start with a few pelvic tilts. With your feet hips distance apart, press into your feet and press your lower back into the mat. Relax your glutes, use your lower abdominal muscles. Exhale, release, allow the natural curve to come back to the small of your back. Again, exhale, press into your feet, draw your pubic bone toward the ceiling, press your lower back into the mat. Use your lower abdominal muscles, relax your shoulders, relax your face. Exhale, release, one more time. Inhale, press into your feet, draw your pubic bone to the ceiling, press your lower back into the mat. Engage, feel them strengthening, and exhale, release. Draw your knees into your chest, give them a little squeeze. And now rock in and out, and rock side to side. Good. And now draw your knees all the way together and draw them in as close as you can to your chest. Bring your arms out to a T, pressing your palms into the floor. Use your abdominal muscles, your obliques, and draw your knees over to the left. See if you can bring your knees all the way down to the floor. It's okay if that right shoulder blade comes off of the mat a bit, but see if you can use those oblique muscles to hold those legs down toward the left-hand side. Try to keep your head, your face pointing up toward the ceiling. It's okay if that right shoulder blade's off the mat again. And on the next inhale, using your abdominal muscles, slowly draw your knees back up to the center, keeping them connected, bringing them straight, and then exhale, draw your knees all the way over to the right. Keep pressing into the palms of both hands. Use your obliques. Let the knees fall down over to the right. Pause here for a moment. Take a few inhales and exhales. Inhaling, breathing deeply into the belly, and as you exhale, feel the lower back release and relax. Take one more inhale here. And on the exhale, draw the knees back up to center, keeping them together as much as possible. And then we're going to do this one more time on each side. Inhale. Fill the belly, exhale, drop the knees, slowly controlled together over to the left. And then relax for a moment, keeping the knees connected. Inhale, fill the belly. Exhale, release, relax the lower back. One more inhale. And exhale, draw the knees back up to center, slowly using your abdominal muscles, pulling that navel in toward the spine. Inhale. And exhale, slowly guide the knees all the way over to the right. Inhaling and exhaling here. Keep pressing the palms into the floor. Inhale into the belly. Exhale, relax, release the lower back. One more inhale. And on the exhale, draw the knees back up to center. Draw the knees into the chest, give them a little squeeze, rock in and out. Good job. And now bring your knees so that your knees are in tabletop here. Your knees are over your hips, your shins are parallel to the floor. Press your lower back into the mat. If you like, you can keep your arms down by your side, draw your shoulder blades down your back, but press the lower back into the mat, just like we do when we're doing the pelvic tilts. And you're just going to do alternate toe taps here, but you're going to make the movement originate from the hips. So inhale, exhale, using the movement originating from the hip, bring the left toes down, tap the mat, and bring the toes back up to meet the right toes. Exhale, drop the right toes down to the mat. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, hinging from the hip, keeping that knee bent. Drop the left toes down, reach them up. You should feel this in your lower abdominals. Exhale, drop the right toes down to the mat and modify here however you need to. If you can't keep the lower back firmly pressing down and bringing the toes all the way down to the floor, just come down to whatever you can. When you feel that lower back begin to arch up off of the mat, then that's the signal to move the toe back up. You want to keep that lower abdominal pressing down. Use those lower back muscles, press them into the floor. Good, we're going to do one more on each side. Keep that lower back pressing down. This is protecting the lower back. We're just using the lower abdominal muscles. And inhale, bring the foot back up. Good. Bend the knees, draw them back into the chest, rock in and out. Cross your ankles here, rock in and out. And then just give your knees a little circling, releasing the lower back, and then circle in the opposite direction. And pause when you get to center. You can hold on to the tops of your knees or hold on under your knees if you like. We're just going to do a little rocking here. And we're just going to get some momentum so you can just rock up to seated. Now, if that's not something that feels comfortable for your body, then just come to seated by rocking over to your side and coming up to seated. But come up to seated whatever way feels comfortable for you. It really doesn't matter. Just trying something different there. So when you reach your seated position, draw your buttock flesh back. So you're sitting up nice and tall on your sitting bones. And if it feels more comfortable, put a blanket under your bottom so that you feel a little more length through your spine. Draw your shoulder blades down and away from your ears. Lift up through the crown of your head. Good. Take a nice breath here. Inhale and exhale. On the next inhale, reach your fingertips up toward the ceiling, palms facing one another. Draw your shoulder blades down, pull your navel in, and lift up through the crown of your head. Nice long spine. Inhale, you're using your abdominal strength to pull your navel in, press the sitting bones down, reaching the fingertips up and drawing the shoulder blades down. On the exhale, bring the left fingertips down to the mat. Reach up a little higher on the right side, walk the left fingertips away, and reach the right fingertips toward the side wall. And now we're using the oblique muscles here. So really make this extension as much as you can. Reach away with the right fingertips, press the right hip down, and feel the lengthening and the strengthening in the right abdominal muscles, the obliques. Good. Take one more breath here. And on the exhale, reach up with the right fingertips and then bring the right hand down, raise the left arm. Reach up through the left fingertips, walk the right fingertips away, and reach the left fingertips up toward the horizon as you press the left hip down, press into the right hand. Don't sink into that right side body. You want to use the right hand to press down, but use the left fingertips and the left hip to get a nice stretch in the left oblique muscles. Good. Take one more breath here. Inhale and exhale. Reach the left hand up. Bring both hands down. Bring your hands to your knees. Roll your shoulders forward and back. Good. Now keeping the right foot in towards your left inner thigh. Extend the left leg. Make sure you're sitting up tall on the sitting bones. And with the left leg extended long, you're going to turn your body toward that left leg for a moment. Sit up nice and tall. Okay. And now if you would like, this would be a good time, if you have a little extra time, to get a hamstring stretch. But we're going to just focus on the obliques again here. So you're going to take the left arm and you're going to bring it as far as you can down toward that left foot. And you're going to take the right arm. You're going to reach the right arm up toward the ceiling. And then you're going to try to reach and extend again, using those obliques again. So you're reaching away with the right hand. And if it feels comfortable for the left arm, you're going to try to bring it as far down toward the floor as you can. So much so that if you can walk the fingertips away, see if you can bring that left elbow down to the floor. You're reaching away. You're feeling this only in this right side body. You're going to try to turn the right chest toward the ceiling. As you reach the right fingertips away, press the left hand down. If you can bring the left forearm down, do that. Or use a block here. That's really helpful. Good. Take one more breath. Inhale. And exhale, bring the right hand up, bring it down to the mat. Now you're going to take the left hand, place it on the outside of the right knee, press into the back fingertips of the right hand, and give a little twist. Turn towards your right, lift up through the crown of the head. And exhale, release, come back to center. And now you're going to just switch, extend the right leg long, draw the sole of the left foot up to the right inner thigh. Sit up nice and tall, move that buttock flesh back. Again, if you feel like you want to take some time now or after the practice is over, this is where you would turn and you would get a hamstring stretch. But that's not the muscle we're working on today. So we're going to use this as a way to stretch through the left obliques. So you're going to take the right hand, you're going to reach it down toward the right foot, having the right leg extended long. You can bring that right hand as close as you can to the right foot. If you feel comfortable, you can try to bring that right forearm down to the ground. You're going to raise the left arm up toward the ceiling and then try to reach the left fingertips away, reaching them toward the right toes as you try to drop the right elbow down toward the floor. Turn your chest up toward the ceiling. Getting a stretch in the left oblique muscles. Take a nice deep inhale and exhale here. You can press your right elbow into your right inner knee too for a little extra leverage there as you try to turn your chest toward the ceiling. One more inhale and exhale, reach up, bring the left arm behind you, bring your right hand to the outside of the left knee, press into your back fingertips, lift through the crown of your head and twist to the left. Release the spine. And exhale, come back to center. Good. And now bring your legs back to cross leg, and then you're going to come onto all fours, coming into cat-cow. So bring your wrists under your shoulders, your knees under your hips, gaze back, make sure your feet are nice and straight behind you. With your fingers spread wide, press into the knuckles of your fingers, press into the knees, press into the tops of your feet. Inhale, draw your shoulder blades back, reach your chin and your chest forward. Inhale. Exhale, round your back, draw your chin to your chest, round your spine. Pay extra special attention to your abdominal muscles here. Really use your abdominal muscles to press your spine to the ceiling. Inhale, lift your chest, draw your tailbone away, keep those abdominal muscles engaged. Exhale, round your back, draw your navel in towards your spine. Press into your fingertips. And inhale, lift your chin, lift your chest. And come back to neutral. Good, we're going to come into a forearm plank now. Planks can be really challenging, so modify however works best for you. So you're going to come down to your forearms. And you're going to step your feet back. And from here, stay on your toes, trying to get your heels above the balls of your feet, bringing your elbows right under your shoulders, pull your navel in, and come into a forearm plank, pressing into your fingertips, pressing into your forearms, or if this is too much, come down to your knees. But find what feels good for you. We're just gonna come into this plank, building strength through the abdominals. Keep breathing in and out. Press the heels back, pull the navel in, press into the elbows. Feel as though you're trying to draw your forearms towards one another. For extra stability, you're doing great. Oops, I think I'm a little too high. Keep pressing through your glutes, pulling them in, pulling your navel in. Take one more breath. And exhale, slowly bring your knees down to the mat. Separate your knees, bring your big toes together. Press back into child's pose for just a moment here. Take a breath. Keep your forehead down onto the mat. Find that spot where you're feeling length through the spine and you're getting a little bit of relaxation through the head. Good. And now slowly begin to come up. Walk your hands back towards your knees. And now if you can cross your ankles, do that. And then come back, put your bottom on the ground. Just a different way of getting into seated. And then walk yourself forward a little bit on your mat so that you're in the center of your mat. And now we're gonna work on the abdominals using the boat pose. So from here, you can either come into a boat pose or you can work with one leg at a time. Ideally, you're gonna sit up on your sitting bones, pull your navel in, draw your shoulder blades down, and you're going to reach your fingertips forward and slowly bring your shins parallel to the floor. Keep your shoulders down and away from your ears. Keep that belly engaged. You want your thighs and your torso to be in a V shape. You want that back body to be nice and straight. You don't want to feel rounded. If this is too much, just start with one knee or one leg raised. Keep the other foot on the mat. So if you would like to just do one at a time, go ahead. Otherwise, see if you can reach both toes away. Keep those shins parallel. Good. This is a challenging posture for the abdominal muscles. Keep that navel pulled in. Keep your chest lifted. Keep those fingers reaching toward the toes. Good. Stay here. Take one more breath. And exhale. Bend your knees. Bring your feet to the floor. Sit up nice and tall. Pull that navel in. Good. We're going to do that one more time. You got this. And so we're going to come back on those sitting bones. Come onto the toes. Lift the feet. Bring the shins parallel to the floor. Reach the fingertips toward the toes. Come into boat pose. Keep breathing here. Keep reactivating. Notice that you're using the abdominal muscles. Notice you're using your hip flexors, probably too, but keep using the abdominal muscles. Chest lifted. Good. Take one more breath. And as you exhale, bring your feet to the floor and slowly roll back down onto your back. Good. And now just separate your feet the width of the mat and allow your knees to roll in toward the center one at a time, just to release the hip flexors. I know I tend to activate those when I should really be exclusively activating my abdominal muscles, but it feels good to just stretch those hip flexors for a moment. Good. And now walk the feet back to hips width distance. Reach your fingertips towards your toes as much, or the heels, as much as you can, drawing the shoulder blades down your back. With your feet hips width distance, press into your feet, press into your palms. Do a pelvic tilt here as you roll your spine up into a bridge. A bridge is good for most of the muscles in your torso, so it does include the abdominals. So always good for the abdominals. Press into your feet, press into your palms, your upper arms, your shoulders, lift your chest. Feel your abdominal muscles strengthening, stretching. Feel as though your heels are moving towards your glutes. Feel activation in your glutes, your quads, and your hamstrings. Lift the hips higher. Take one more breath. And on the exhale, release. Slowly bring the spine back to the mat, one vertebrae at a time, all the way down to your sacrum. Now press into your feet, draw your pubic bone toward the ceiling, do a pelvic tilt, and exhale, release. One more time, press into your feet, draw your pubic bone toward the ceiling. Nice strong pelvic tilt here. Good. And exhale, release. Go ahead and bring the soles of your feet together, separate your knees, and just allow your lower back to release for one more minute. Take a breath, relax your shoulders, relax the back of your head. Inhale, and on the next exhale, slowly draw your knees back together again. Cross your ankles and draw your knees into your chest. We're going to do that rolling up to seated again, if that feels good for you. Otherwise, now roll over to your side and come up to seated. But if you can't, just roll back and forth here, get a little momentum, and roll up to seated. And we're going to come forward, bring your hands to the mat, bring your knees under your hips, and come back into tabletop. We're going to come into another plank now, which is just going to be a regular plank, a high plank, and then we're going to move to side plank. So with your hands under your shoulders, press firmly into your hands, all the knuckles of your fingers. Step your feet back one at a time. Come into a strong high plank here. Make sure those hands are firmly underneath your shoulders. Pull your navel in, press through your heels, and take a breath here. Nice strong plank. Feel your neck nice and long, the belly's pulled in. Take a few breaths here. If this is too much, bring your knees down to the mat. Otherwise, stay in a plank. And if you have to take a break, do that. Come in and out of the plank. And now we're going to roll over onto the outside of the right foot, the inside of the left foot, coming into a side plank. Press into the bottom hand. Reach up through the top fingertips. Again, if this is too much, bring that right knee down so you can lift up. We're using those side muscles, using the left obliques. Press down, lift up. Keep breathing here. Inhale and exhale. And exhale, bring the left hand down to the mat. Come back into plank. Press down, lift up through your navel. And then roll onto the outside of the left foot, the inside of the right foot. Peel that right arm up. Reach up through the right fingertips. Reach the hips up a little higher. Drop that left knee if you have to. Otherwise, use the side body to reach, lift. And exhale, bring the right hand down. Come back into plank for one more second. Inhale and exhale. Bring the knees down to the mat and press yourself back into child's pose. Good, excellent work. Come here for a moment. Taking a breath, inhale and exhale. Reach the fingertips forward. Good. And walk your hands back. Come up to seated. Nice job. So that's a nice little ab workout, strengthening, stretching the abdominal muscles. And you can continue practicing, or if you feel that's enough for today, go into a Shavasana and find some peace and quiet and relaxation. You've worked hard working those abdominal muscles. But I will leave our practice here and end in prayer. So if you can pray with me. May today there be peace within. May you trust God that you are exactly where you are meant to be. May you not forget the infinite possibilities that are born of faith. May you use those gifts that you have received and pass on the love that has been given to you. May you be content knowing that you are a child of God. Let that presence settle into your bones and allow your soul the freedom to sing, dance, praise, and love. It is there for each and every one of us. Amen.